Kevin Federline joins us now from Hawaii. Good morning, Kevin. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. Good late evening.
Yeah, very late for you, a bit earlier for us. We appreciate you staying up to chat about your new book. I mean, I guess the first question everyone will be asking, Kevin, is why you've decided to write the book now.
Well, I feel like, my story's been told by so many other people through a different lens, obviously, and there's been a lot of talk about it over the years, and I feel like now it was time to come forward and tell my story myself.
I think one of the things that Britney Spears people have said in a statement, they've said the news that Kevin's book breaking once again, he and others are profiting off her. Sadly, it comes after child support has ended with Kevin. All she cares about are her kids, Sean Preston and Jaden James, and their well-being during this sensationalism. She's detailed her journey in her memoir. There is criticism, Kevin, that it seems very timely, that the maintenance payments for you and the boys have ended suddenly, and now you are releasing a book. Is there anything in that?
No, I mean, look, I could have cashed in years ago whenever the dollar amount would have been extraordinarily higher. This is about me being able to tell my truth. She got to tell her story. I really felt like this was the time. I waited until my kids were old enough to get behind it, and this is what I'm doing.
Okay, Kevin, let's go back to the beginning. Let me take you back to that club in 2004. How did you meet each other?
Well, we met through a mutual friend, dancer friend, Teresa, as everybody knows now. I showed up at the club and was strutting my stuff, so to speak. And, from there, Teresa pulled me into the booth and me and Britney really just hit it off right away. It was immediate.
And it really was a whirlwind romance. You married very quickly. You had your two gorgeous boys very quickly.
Yes, we did. It was like jumping on a bullet train.
What was life like back then? What was Britney like as your wife and the mother to the boys?
It was really good. There's a lot of great memories there, right? Even though everything was happening so fast and it was like being in a whirlwind, but really, the focus was on each other and there was a lot of good times, a lot of good memories made there.
But when the boys were younger, there was some behavior from Britney that you say wasn't really appropriate.
Yeah, what are you referring to in my book where, I've witnessed things that, were concerning to me as far as drinking while breastfeeding, and then my album release party, catching her doing drugs and asking her not to go home and breastfeed the kids. In that moment, I realized that, she was done listening to reason with me. And I go into a lot of detail in the book on it, and I think that was it. The next day I wound up going to my lawyer and having him draft a letter demanding that she stop breastfeeding the boys immediately. And from there, 5 days or 6 days later, she filed for divorce. So it all came to a halt pretty quickly after that.
Their claims that she's always denied, of course. Is there a sense, though, Kevin, by bringing up these things now again in your memoir, you're opening old wounds, you're bringing up past histories that maybe the boys didn't really understand, and they're going to read this now because I'm sure they'll want to read their dad's story, and that's going to damage them and how they feel about her?
Look, once my boys hit teenage years, the way that everything was going on, I've explained all of this to them. They've known most of these stories for a long time, and they've been able to sit on them for a long time. And, I have their support in what I'm doing. They think that I deserve to tell the truth. Our family's tired of living the lie. And, I understand that it's hurtful, and that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to tell the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts, but sometimes it's what you need to hear.
What's their relationship like with Brittany, their mum?
As of right now, Preston's seen her once in the last 5 years. And that was early this year in January. Jaden's seen her a few times over the years, as anybody that goes on her social media has seen, but it's been a little bit of time since he's been over there now. I mean, they're terrified and worried about her. And that's why I came out with a cry for help in this. I think that something needs to be done before it's too late.
Kevin, can I ask you a question? I don't know Brittany, but I've seen her on social media. And to me now, she looks incredibly vulnerable. Do you think this book is the right thing to release right now?
I think, yes, I think that this is the perfect time to release this, because I think that the clock is ticking on this, right? And this book is not only me being able to tell my story and bring the truth to light, but it's also a cry for help, like I said. And that's what we do for the people that we care about, right? And she is vulnerable right now, and it's a horrible situation that I'm witnessing and the world is witnessing. But the situation that has been created out of this, it's like we've tried everything else. We've tried to go behind the scenes. We've tried so many different things, interventions, rehab, all of these things over the years, and nothing has worked, So now it's like I'm crying to the public to step up and make this plea, right? Because nobody can come in here and do anything. Like, nobody can force her to do anything. The decision is on her now. And I feel like if the public could just get behind my sons and get behind what I'm trying to do here, and we're pleading with her to take the first step. We're pleading with her. That's what this is.
This is what she's written on. This is what she's written on Instagram recently. The constant gaslighting from my ex-husband is extremely hurtful and exhausting. Trust me, those white lies in that book, they're going straight to the bank. I'm the only one who genuinely gets hurt here. I'm actually a pretty intelligent woman who's been trying to live a sacred and private life for the past 5 years. Sounds like from that she is very much trying to get herself together and keep herself together. And this book and what you're saying is doing nothing other than damaging her further.
Well, we can agree to disagree on that, right? Because there's plenty of things going on without me actually prying into her private life that's been going on since the conservatorship ended. This is a wake-up call. This is not something, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to hurt her. I care about her. I care about my family. And I'm just trying to do the right thing for my sons. I don't want my sons to wake up and go through the unimaginable. I keep saying this, and I understand that it's difficult, and I understand that it's tough for people to hear because it's so shocking, and all of this is news to people. But it is a very serious situation.
Do you understand why the public is so protective of her as well? And so when they hear her perspective on her social media, and then they hear you talking about it in a very different way, why they would paint you as the villain in this piece?
Yeah, I totally understand. I've been painted as a villain for 20 years, right? And that's another reason why I feel that it's important for me to come up and start speaking out and tell my truth and tell everybody what's been going on, right? And I think that anybody can actually look at her social media and tell that something's not right, right? And I think really, if you sit back and think about it, we are all on the same page. We want what's best for her, and I understand that, like, me bringing these things to light, this is what grabs headlines and all of these things in my book. My book is so much more than that. And people that actually read my book and continue reading my book, they'll understand where I'm coming from, because all these things that I'm talking about are coming from a place of compassion, a place of concern, and all I've ever tried to do this whole time is raise my sons and protect them and make sure that they're decent, loving, caring human beings.
Well, Kevin, thank you for joining us this morning. We wish you well, we wish your boys well, and we wish Brittany well too. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Kevin's memoir, You Thought You Knew, published by Listening.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.